Welcome to the Apprenticeship podcasts. I'm Debbie, and today I'm speaking with Grace from Nestle, who's going to tell us all about her apprenticeship. Morning, Grace.
Morning.
So, what apprenticeship are you completing?
So I'm currently completing the Chartered Management Degree Apprenticeship scheme at Nestle. So it sounds like a mouthful, but it's essentially a commercial scheme. So I get experience around 4 different areas of the business. So over the 4 years, I'll do 4 placements. So that's in sales, CDT, supply chain, and marketing. And then at the end of the 4 years, I choose the one that I like the most and kind of stay there for however long I want to stay at Nestle. And whilst I'm there, I also do the degree in business management. So that's with Wild Hearts and Coventry.
So what made you choose the apprenticeship route?
So there was a lot of different reasons for me, I think. I think I was a bit older when I did my A-levels, so I was 19 instead of 18. So I kind of had that more knowledge of working. I had quite a few part-time jobs. I was working at Tesco at the time and I really enjoyed being there, and I kind of shadowed a lot of the managers and I looked a lot at what they were doing, and I really enjoyed that kind of fast-paced environment, and I liked kind of having a team to look over. So I knew that I was interested in that, and I think I really enjoyed doing my A-levels, but I kind of knew that I didn't want to carry on that kind of unstructured studying. I liked the 9-to-5 routine, and I kind of knew that from the start. So I think I was looking down the apprenticeship route first, and then I kind of came across the degree ones. So I think that was kind of when I thought, right, this is something that's good for me. I've got a bit of both, and I can kind of do everything that I want to do in one thing.
What was the response of your friends and family about you doing an apprenticeship?
I think I'd always grown up with my dad, and he's very much in the corporate environment. Like you said, I'd always had corporate jobs. So I think he was quite a big factor in kind of pushing me into this route, because I think he always really enjoyed that. And he got a lot of opportunities from going down that route. So I think when I told him, he was completely happy with it. That was kind of what he'd always kind of seen me doing. So it was taken very well by him. I think I kind of struggled with some of my friends because they were all very much the uni route. That was what they wanted to do, and everyone was kind of doing medical things. So that was very much the only route that they could take. So I think kind of educating my friends on it was the biggest thing, because I think it's not really known about, especially in colleges and amongst people that kind of age. It wasn't a thing. So once I kind of educated them on that, they kind of knew that it was best for me. And actually one of my friends even went down that route after kind of finding out from me, so that was good.
I was just going to ask what the review was now, sort of 2 years in.
Well, I think even when I just described it to them, they all thought, that's amazing. And I think one girl that was doing chemistry, she thought, well, how can I take this into apprenticeship? And she's doing AstraZeneca now, so that was kind of nice. I feel like I inspired that a little bit.
You promoted them as well. Fantastic. Yeah. So what do you enjoy most about your apprenticeship?
I think especially with the uni side of things, because we do it with Wild Hearts, which is a social enterprise, we get a lot of different opportunities from that. So our degree is actually delivered to us by different business leaders. So Wild Hearts kind of partner up with different companies and different people within Nestle, and they kind of deliver that to us through different business leaders. So it really contextualises it, which I really like. So I like to see that kind of practical nature as well as the learning. And I think because they're a social enterprise as well, we get so many opportunities with volunteering. I've done a lot of things where I've been into schools and kind of explained about apprenticeships and different routes into working. So that's been really nice to kind of get that out there, because I think in my experience, my college did not know about it. So it's been quite nice to make sure that other schools are more aware. And I think in the role I'm in right now is social media. So I'm a social media manager, and that's my marketing rotation. And it's so creative. Any day I can bring new ideas to the table. But I think the thing I enjoy the most is the responsibility that we're given. We're really trusted to kind of bring our ideas, and our ideas are really valued. So you feel like you're making a massive difference to the company by just kind of being there.
Touched on it a bit, but what does an average week look like then for you? I know it's probably very varied, but can you kind of bring it into an average?
I think with my year, so I started in September, so ours is the first year that's done the uni with Wild Hearts, so ours is a lot more structured, I think. So we have a kind of working week. So obviously I'm in social media at the moment, so I do a lot of work on managing the social platforms for confectionery brands. So I work across Quality Street, Kit Kat, Polo, so quite big brands. So that's quite exciting that I get to work on those. So managing the social pages, looking at trends and how we can push ourselves onto more newer platforms like TikTok. I think that's been quite a big part of my role. I've kind of pushed our brands onto there. and looked at how we can use the trends and use the algorithm to kind of better perform on that platform. But I think when I say to people, like, I work in social media, I think there's that kind of assumption that it's just, oh, you just like sat on Twitter all day. But there's a lot that goes into it. Like, there's a lot of data analysis. We use a platform called Sprinkler, and I kind of spend a lot of time looking at different trends in like how many people are seeing your content, how many people are engaging with it, what we can kind of take forward from that, and looking at the different target audiences. So it's all a lot of different things that you've got to think about. So I think that's kind of my day-to-day role that I'm working with, and I kind of speak to a lot of external people, so different brands that we can collaborate with online. So speaking to a lot of different companies and looking at what competitors are doing. So I do a lot of work on analysing what our competitors are doing on social media and how we can kind of do those kinds of things. And then every Friday we have that completely blocked out for uni. So we'll either have a lecture, or we'll be working on assignments, or we'll be doing other off-the-job based training. So any kind of work that's not your role that you want extra training on, you can do on those Fridays. So for example, I'm in social media, but I wanted some more experience on brand. So I shadowed Torin for a day and kind of looked at what he does on KitKat, and he showed me a lot of that. So I can put that down as off-the-job training on a Friday. So it's just extra time to get even more experience in what you're doing.
It's fantastic and so varied.
I know,
and interesting.
Well, that's the thing, and I think that was the thing that was so attractive to me about this apprenticeship in particular, because not only do you get to kind of know what you like, but I think that broad experience kind of puts you in a position where you could kind of go higher up if you wanted to, because you've got that kind of wide context. So if someone asks you something from supply chain, even if you were on a marketing kind of project, you'd know how to see it from that point of view.
Do you have a mentor, and how do you think having a mentor helps with the apprenticeship itself?
I think we have lots of different mentors. I wouldn't say there's anyone in particular. So I think when we first started, we had a buddy. So that was something that you could ask any questions to as you came into the business. So that was really great for like coming in. I could ask like what I needed to wear on the first day, like where the office was, just like silly little questions like that. And then we also have our main line manager. So that's who kind of oversees what we do day to day. And I think my line manager in particular has been such a help for me. Like, my line manager is amazing. I don't know what I'd do without her, but any question that I send over to her, she'll answer it straight away. Anything that I want to kind of work on or kind of make better, like if there's something that I want to kind of develop, she'll work with me to achieve that and make sure that I'm connected with the right people. So that's been a huge help, because obviously I don't know too much into the business just starting, but she knows the people that I need to kind of connect with. So that's been amazing. And then we have a mentor from uni as well. So I have a tutor that I can message from Wild Hearts who like supports me with all my uni stuff, and that's been so helpful, because again, I can email them if I'm having an issue with my assignment and they'll get back to me like instantly and like give me that help that I need. So that's been like amazing.
So good to hear that you're having that real supportive learning journey, especially with the apprenticeships, and it's good to hear that being given that good vibe, and that you've got such a good employer that supports them. So I'm going to ask you one last question. I think I know the answer, but I'll ask it anyway. Would you recommend completing an apprenticeship to other people?
I think obviously my answer is yes, but I think I don't want to kind of ignore the fact that it is yes, but depending on what you want to do. I think there's definitely options where an apprenticeship wouldn't be the right thing for, like if you wanted to go into something medical that you need a like degree for or something specialised. But I think if you're coming to the end of like your A-levels and you're kind of thinking, I'm not sure what I want to go down, or it's something that you do want to go down and they do have apprenticeship options, like I think there's complete evidence to say that that is the right option. I think especially nowadays with like the kind of climate that we're in and everything, I think the experience of working is a lot more valuable than just having the degree itself. And I think especially for me, I think if I was learning that business degree with no context, I don't think I'd be able to apply that when I actually came out of it. I think without that context, it's kind of all a bit meaningless. Yeah. So I think I definitely would say from that side that it's definitely worth it. And I think it kind of gets you into that routine of the working world before you come into it.
It's putting the practice against the theory, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Bring it all together. Well, thank you very much for today. It's been really great talking with you.